Hey guys, welcome to another weekly focus. I know it's been quite a minute since I did the market focus thing, or since I even put a video on the channel. So I had my holidays. So I was on holiday, I was spending time with family, and I didn't want to get distracted with like recording videos and all of that. So I came back, and this week, here's the first position I had this week. I had one trade this week. I didn't have a lot of positions. Now this took time to play out, or it took time to get to the entry and everything. But here's a position I'm in currently, and yeah, I'm saying I'm in currently on this position because I didn't close it, because price didn't get to my target point. It was a few pips away from the target point. I couldn't close it because I was sleeping while this was playing out. So most of my positions, I'm always asleep when it's playing out. So when I wake up, I'm just doing trade management and stuff like that. So I woke up and I saw price giving me this complete reversal thing. So if you look right here, so here was the entry thing. So I had a buy right here. So you're looking at this area right here. I had a buy out this area, and I was expecting prices to come all the way to the upside. Now, once I didn't close it, once I woke up in the morning and I saw price pulling back to the downside, I just put my stop loss to break even. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to watch this and see how price is going to play out. So there's a high possibility this might just come back to the downside and take me out, and that's fine because my stop loss is at break even already. So let's look at this on the daily time frame real quick. Now there's a high possibility that's going to take me out, and there's a high possibility we might see prices pulling back to the downside quite a bit. So the structure we've been playing with, or the structure I've been playing with, is the same thing I'll show you guys right here. So it's always been this thing. It's always been an impulse. You wait for a correction, and this correction can come in this structure way, or you can have price coming back to the downside, giving you some kind of a flat out movement thing, and you see prices moving again to the upside. So I'm always looking for structures like this: impulse, wait for the correction and the push to the upside, or wait for this complex one which appears to be like a bigger consolidation, and then you see prices moving again to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at right there. So on the daily time frame, I'm looking at the 4,000 level, I'm looking at the 5,000 level, and I might add one psychological level. I'll just call this, it's a minor psychological level thing, because let's put 4,500. I want to pay attention to 4,500, and the reason I'm doing this is because I was expecting these prices, once we had the rejection at this area, I was expecting prices to go like really impulsive to the upside, so doing something like this. But we had prices coming to an area like this. There was an inability of prices to move higher. Then we had prices coming back to the 4,000 level. So we're still headed all the way to like 5,000 if we do not break below 4,000. So this psychological level right here, if we stay above 4,000, then I'm expecting prices to move all the way to 5,000. Now I'm going to put I have this minor psychological level right here, that's 4,500. So while we're waiting for prices to get all the way to like 5,000, so we can put this immediate level right here, 4,500, and we watch and see if price is going to get to that point. So let's look at this from a bigger point of view, right? So on the daily time frame, I'm sat here and I'm looking at this. It's been an impulsive move. We had an inability right here for prices to move higher. Then came this complex pullback. Now this pullback took quite some time, because if you're looking at it, let's see, if you're looking at this pullback all the way from here to an area like this, it took 120 days. So if you're looking at the same thing, you're looking at something like this, 120 might, so that's a lot right there. So you could see a consolidation spanning something like this. So you might see price doing the same thing, inability, just stalling within that area. Then you see price taking up to the upside. So just looking at it, and I think I showed you guys how to use this tool, I think that was about 3 or 4 months ago. It might even be like 5 months ago. Yeah. All right, cool. So looking at this on the daily time frame, we're still sat in this impulsive move. So we had the first impulsive move, you had the consolidation, you had this impulse again to the upside. So currently we had an impulse right here. There was an inability for prices to move to the upside. Then prices came back testing the psychological level of 4,000. Now here's the difficult part, because when you have the pullbacks coming in, sometimes it's really complex, especially if it's happening on, let's say, the higher time frame. So you're looking at this one, and this is on, let's say, this is on the daily time frame. So if we're having a consolidation on the daily time frame, price might consolidate, and you're looking at this previous price action right here. Price consolidate over 120 days. So give or take, you're expecting this inability for price to last, let's say, 90 days. So it could go, let's say, it could do 120, it can go 150, but we should expect some kind of consolidation then or before seeing prices moving again to the upside. So looking at this right here, we had price coming back 4,000 level inability, and I was expecting prices to move all the way to 5,000, but now there's been this inability again. So when you break this down, or you bring in the trend lines, so you're looking at this, man, it's so difficult for me to talk now. Yeah, I think it's a holiday thing. Now it's really difficult for me. All right, cool. So you look at this impulse thing, you see the correction right here, and you have another impulse, and you have a correction. So if you put a trend line right here, you're having this impulse, correction, impulse. So normally, based off of this principle of trend lines, once you see price moving to the upside, so you have this swing move, it's an impulse, then you're just waiting for prices to consolidate again back to the trend line, then you can look for another move again to the upside. So that's what I'm really looking at on this time frame. So I'm anticipating a bigger pullback on the daily time frame, so we can see prices, let's say, an inability for prices to break below 4,000, then we can see prices moving to the upside. Now, while looking at this on the daily time frame, let's get some points out right here. So if you look at previous price action, you had an impulse, and you had, let's say, you had an impulse right here, you had a push to the upside, there was an inability. So looking at this right here, there's lots of stop losses as resting below areas like this. So price will come back, take everything out, and then you see price moving again to the upside. So I think this is how price has been engineered to move. So while looking at this, I have the same thought process again. So we're looking at this area right here. It's a very big pool of stop losses around an area like this. So we could see prices coming back to the downside, thicken everything, and then moving again to the upside. That's a very big possibility. Now, while waiting for this to happen, we're breaking this down one step at a time. So we had an inability right here. There was a push, inability, pullback, inability, and on lower time frames, that's why I had my stop loss move to break even, because there's still been another inability right here. So you're looking at everything around this area, and it's just like difficulties for prices to move to the upside. So when I look at this piece of price action on the daily time frame, I'm expecting prices to come down, then we can see prices moving again to the upside. So the whole concept of psychological levels and where price is headed to, it stays the same. An inability 4,000, we're expecting 5,000. Immediate psychological level I'm paying attention to, it's 4,500. So that's it on the daily time frame. Now let's go lower. Let's say we're looking at the 8-hour time frame. Perfect. So here's on the 8-hour time frame. So once I step down to lower time frames, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm looking for the same piece of price action. Impulse, wait for the correction to come in. Once you get the correction, and once you can fit this pullbacks, then you're looking for prices to move again to the upside. So on the 8-hour time frame, same thing. So we had this pullback to 4,000, inability for prices to move lower. So on this time frame, we had an impulsive move to the upside, then came this correction. We had another impulsive move with an inability for prices to go through this area. So if we make this bigger, cool, let's put something like this. So here's on the 8-hour time frame, and now we're playing with the structures, like the immediate structures. Like this is what I'm seeing currently, and you don't have to zoom out, let's say, to the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame to see structures like this. So we did the daily already. As you step down lower time frames, now you're looking at recent price action. So here's it. It's an impulse. There was a correction. There was an impulse with an inability for prices to take out this area. So whilst price had this inability to take out this area, I had a buy position because this piece right here was an impulse correction, then came the violation, and I was expecting prices to move to the upside. So if you look at this, let's say on the 4-hour time frame, it's quite difficult to see this on the 4-hour time frame, but if you put a trend line right here, you see this impulse correction, inability, came the violation right there, inability to make lows, inability to make lows. You know what, I'll show you guys this on the let's look at the 30 minutes so I can show you guys the position I had. Cool. So on the 8-hour time frame, we had this impulse, we had a correction, and was expecting prices to move to the upside. So we had another impulsive move. I just want to break down this position, then we'll look at what's happening currently. So we had an impulsive move right here. That's it. Impulse. So impulse correction, inability right here to make new highs, and now you had this violation right here. So sellers came in, there was an inability, pop up, pop down, inability right here, pop up, pop down, there's an inability right here. So if you look at this position thing, so that was my reason for entry right there. So you could see how price turned from sellers to buyers. So I got my entries right here, and I was expecting prices to take out this highs. Now this position right here was, I think, 3.65%. Now we came really close, man. We came really close. I don't know why this didn't tap us in and just close this position thing. That's crazy. All right, cool. So that's the reason why I took this position. And let's go back to I think the 4-hour time frame. So looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, I think I've spoken about the 8-hour time frame already. So impulse correction. So currently I'm a little bit concerned about this because we had this impulse and we had these highs. We had another impulsive move, and there's still been these difficulties for price to take out this area. So just looking at this right now, we might see prices coming again to the downside like this, taking out this area right here. An inability, there's a slowdown, then you might see price moving again to the upside. So that's my analysis right there on the 4-hour time frame. And if you look at this on the hourly, so let's see. All right, cool. Here's on the hourly time frame, same thing, impulse correction. So it's a little bit difficult right now just seeing the consolidation coming in. So I might need more price action. Let's say I need price to play out, let's say on Monday. I need price to play out maybe Monday and Tuesday, and I see how the buyers and the sellers are reacting. Then it's going to give me a better understanding of what to do. So my position, like the buy position thing I have, I'm still holding this, and I'll probably close it, let's say Monday, if price doesn't stop me out before the market's closed today. So I'm still holding this position in. So the big thing for me on this pair is on lower time frames like the hourly time frame, we're looking at this impulsive move, and we could have the complex pullback thing I always talk about, which tends to be, or it looks like a flat out. So you have something like this as an inability, price plays out inability, then you might see prices coming back, taking out this piece right here, which is a very big factor. Taking this out, then there's that inability, and you see the slow turn again to the upside. Then we get those entries again, and you have those buys. So this right here is going to be, let's say, a bigger or a complex pullback thing. So you're looking at this as a complex pullback. It tends to play out as a flat out. So it's quite different from this, and then a move to the upside. So that's my analysis right there. And for some reason, let's say there's an inability for prices to move lower. Let's say there's an inability right here for prices to move lower. So we'll look at this on the hourly, and then you can step back to the 4-hour time frame and you play with this channel thing. So you're looking at impulse correction, impulse. So we might see price coming back to an area like this. Now this is very important because looking at this, we still have this area right here. We haven't tested this highs. So yeah, there's still a possibility for us to move to the upside, but my bias right now, I'm really expecting maybe sales to come in. So let's zoom in a little bit. So I'll zoom in a little bit right here. So it's an impulse, inability, push, inability, push, inability. So currently I'm expecting prices to move to the downside. Take out everything here, inability, then we'll see price moving to the upside. We'll sweep this area out and probably start sweeping this highs and taking out areas like this. So yeah, I'm a little bit rusty, man. So I just came back and it's quite difficult for me to do the analysis properly. But that's it right there. It's not very complex like that. And I haven't even looked at the DXY. Like, I've not analyzed the DXY on this market focus thing. I'm just trying to make it as simple as possible. And that's what I'm looking at. I need more price action. I need a few things to align properly, and then it's going to give me a better view of what price is really trying to do. And if you're just playing with, let's say, the channels, you can look at this. So you're just connecting the dots and you're waiting for prices to push again to the downside, and then you're looking for buying opportunities to the upside. So I think it's quite simple, guys. It's quite easy. And use the comment section and let me know, tell me what you're looking at, and if you had positions, how did it play out for you? And November, December, like, I think that this final part of the year, October, November, December, it's usually a little bit quiet, but I made quite a lot last year, so hopefully we still have a couple of weeks for December, and I think if we can wrap up really strong, then it's gonna be a good year for me. Alright guys, I'll see you guys during the next one. Hey, don't fault me for this one because I'm just coming back, and I promise you guys I'll get back to my better ways later on. So see you guys during the next one, and take care. And as usual, make sure you're patient, you're consistent, and above everything, make sure you're praying. And I'll see you guys during the next one. Yeah, bye for now.